West Lady Drive.
If that's the case, then you need to start approaching, approach Clemson, approach North Carolina, approach USC, Oregon, and then all of a sudden, not only are you in just
Take a slight left turn onto West Lady Drive, then turn right. Turn left onto West Lady Drive. In a quarter mile, turn left onto East Belvine Trail. Turn left onto East Belvine Trail. In half a mile, turn left onto Hampton Street. Turn left onto Hampton Street, then turn left onto Hampstead Street. Turn left onto Hampstead Street. At the next stop sign, turn left. At the stop sign, turn left onto Lazar Road. turn onto Telegraph Road.
I like that Level Bank is going to take the time to get to know you, understand your needs, and tailor a solution that is exactly right for you and your needs. Communication updates from the tech.
Turn right, then make a U-turn. Make a U-turn.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Duncan. We have a few slow spots out there this morning. Southbound I-75, traffic approaching Big Beaver. And on I-275 in Romulus, that's south of 94. Only one lane open each way, very heavy traffic there. Duncan has what you need to conquer the day, like a layered velvety caramel macchiato, a rich chocolatey mocha latte, or a creamy non-dairy oat milk latte. Because this day isn't going to conquer itself. No, you're going to do that. Take a sip of You Got This with Dunkin' Espresso drinks. Order ahead plus earn rewards. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. I'm Julia Deal with traffic.
Sweeter sounds. Hear the game. All the play-by-play all season is on 97.1, The Ticket, and the Odyssey app.
This is Boomer Science with an Odyssey Sports Minute, sponsored by Lexicon, your holistic provider of practice management software and legal services. College football has never been more exciting, and I'm only talking about this all season. Now the word's out that Big 12 stalwarts, Texas and Oklahoma, are bolting for the greener pastures of the SEC. Hey, can you blame them? The SEC has had at least one participant in
Stay
each
in
of
the left 3 lanes.
football playoff championships and won 4 titles. Also, SEC schools received $45 million in disbursements
8.1
last
miles.
year,
Turn right
between
onto 5 Mile
$40 million
Road.
for Big 12 schools. And when ESPN's mega rights deal for SEC football begins in 2024, the expanded SEC could match the NCAA in revenue. Meantime, Oklahoma State and Texas A&M are furious, while dozens of other schools in most conferences are now scrambling to realign. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Attorney Joe Cordell. You are not alone. 4 simple words, but powerful ones if you're a man facing divorce. For many men, divorce brings this bewildering sense of loss when you've spent years living out your commitments and responsibilities, building an identity as a provider, a companion, a father. And without this anchor, you feel adrift, isolated, like you're the only person in the world. But you don't have to go through this alone. For more than 30 years, Cordell has been there to guide men through all aspects of divorce. Don't walk this road alone. Let us help. Call us at 866-DAD-STALK or visit CordellCordell.com.
Ken Jansen.
All right, 97.1 to take you. Just showing us the big stories. Simone Biles is pulled out of the team event. Now, there's conflicting stories. There's some people say it's injury.
I saw it was injury as well.
Okay, there's a tweet that Jamie Edmonds of Channel 4 has retweeted from a guy named Al Butler of UPI. It says the Team USA coach said the Simone Biles exit from the gymnastics team event is not injury related. Coach said it's a mental issue she's had. It's per the NBC broadcast. That's what he says.
Well, apparently, I actually didn't see her vault. She did land the vault very, very low, almost fell forward onto her knees, where you could see, okay, she didn't land properly. Maybe she did hurt herself. She was also seen with like a really heavily taped or heavily strapped foot afterward. So maybe it's a little bit of both.
Yeah. America's the darling. I mean, she was, you know, it's like, look, if the mental part of sports is something that people who've never played the game like myself, a lot of us don't realize what you go through. I mean, obviously, a lot of people, in their own weird ways, have made fun of certain, you know, mental health issues. You know,
Stay in the
Naomi
middle 4
Osaka
lanes.
has been, you know, scorned because she pulled out of events because of the press thing. She said she couldn't deal with it mentally. You know, what I mean.
Well, and I remember watching the U.S. trials, and Simone Biles on the balance beam did fall, and after that they kept showing her, and I kept thinking, why they keep showing her? Because she was upset, visibly upset, and she did on that fall. It appeared that she had hurt her ankle. I'm wondering if, because that wasn't that long, what was it, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if she just hasn't been able to train the way she wanted to leading up to the Olympics, and that could be an injury that is still nagging her at this point.
I'm sure we'll find out more a little later as it goes on. I'm very interested, and I feel so bad for her. I mean, to work so hard and not be able to compete. Well, hopefully she'll be able to compete in the individual.
By the way, if you care, the gold medal game in women's softball, Japan and the United States scoreless. So much like the U.S. soccer team, the women's soccer team, who played to a 0-0 tie with Australia. No overtime in Olympic soccer, at least not in the preliminary.
Right. Yeah, not in full play.
Yes.
But once they get into the medal rounds, I got to imagine there has to be overtime or penalty kicks. So, but yeah.
Speaking of pool play, you watch any of the water polo?
I have, yeah.
That's a tough ass sport, man.
Oh. And I don't.
You don't realize that you can't touch the bottom. You're not allowed to touch the bottom.
You're not allowed to touch the bottom. You're not allowed to touch the sides. You know, you can obviously touch other players, and they do. It's a physical sport.
Right.
I had talked to Jim Abbott, a former pitcher at Michigan, obviously, New York Yankee, and his daughter was a water polo player at Michigan, and he said that is. Watching her, and then after actually being in the pool with her, he said, I'll never do it in my life again because she's very abusive. It is a physical battle. Whether you see what's going on above the water, but under the water, he said it is an absolute
Will they kick each other?
war. They'll kick each other, they're pulling at each other, they're punching each other, and you're trying to do this all while treading water.
Right.
Like there's no break in it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say the not allowed to touch the floor of the pool. I don't think is much of a rule as it is lack of ability.
Right.
Because
Yes.
it's deep.
Yes. I think it's
not the kiddie pool.
they're in the deep end.
Right.
Yes.
It would be a completely different game if it was in the shallow end.
Yes, it
Yes,
would
it
be.
would be. Yes.
Then individuals like myself would have an advantage.
Yes. I mean, tall guys
Tall
can be
guys,
better at goal.
Yeah, make that a 5.5 foot deep pool.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You know, it's a really cool game.
It is.
And I heard the training for that is just brutal, too.
Yeah. Oh, Monica Abbott warming up in the bullpen.
That's your girl, huh?
She
They
is.
took my girl out. Kat Osterman started the first 3 days. They have some other pitcher in there. We have a situation because Japan has a runner on third with 2 outs.
2 outs, but 2 strikes on the batter.
Yeah.
And Monica Abbott warming up in the bullpen.
See, this is Carson Anderson. They'd be broadcasting this live.
Play by play.
Their show would be, they'd they wouldn't have a show.
Well, that is correct.
Right.
Yes, they would. Yeah, we're going to go live to Japan for continuing coverage of the U.S. Olympics.
Yes, exactly.
Talk to you next year.
Speaking of ball sports, the Tigers' #1 draft choice, Jackson Jobe, will join us next. After this Jeff Lesson update, 97.1
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. Odyssey Station. Sports headlines all day, every day. From the Sold by Mike Z Sports Desk. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
We are brought to you by Hall Financial. Tigers lose their 8th straight road game, falling in 10 innings at Minnesota 6-5. Matt Manning goes 5 innings because of 4 runs and 5 hits. Gregory Soto gets a walk-off loss. Miguel Cabrera hits his 495th career homer. Eric Haas is 16th of the year. Robbie Grossman tied it for a minute in the top of the 9th with a 2-run blast. Tyler Alexander tonight, 8-10 right here, 97.1 The Ticket. According to the midseason baseball rankings at Baseball America, the Tigers have 4 prospects among the top 100. Spencer Torkelson, Riley Green are numbers 6 and 7. Matt Manning at 67, and the recently drafted Jackson Jobe is 96. NBA Draft Thursday, Pistons reportedly continuing to field offers for the #1 overall pick. Several reports suggesting they're not
past this
fully
light,
committed to
then
taking
at the next
Cade
one,
Cunningham at
turn
#1.
right.
Lions training camp open Wednesday in Allen Park. 4-star wide receiver Antonio Gates Jr.
At the light,
committing to
turn
Michigan
right
State.
onto 5 Mile
At the
Road.
Ticket Update Desk, I'm Jeff Lesson. For more, 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
Live from the Jamie
1.9
Samuelson
miles.
Studios,
Turn left
Tony
onto
and
Easter
Jansen
Road.
on 97.1 The Ticket.
Thank you, Jeff. You talked about good bloodlines there, huh? Tony.
Yes. One of the great tight ends of all time.
Michigan was never in on him from the get-go. Followed pretty a little bit. I don't know if that was their decision or Gates' decision or whatever, but good get for Mel Tucker and company. Last week was the baseball draft last Sunday, and the Tigers selected a pitcher. A lot of people were crazy about because they had a shortstop sitting there. You know, we have a lot of young pitchers, but what this young man showed the Tigers scouting directors, Al Avila is something special, and he joins us now. Jackson Jobe, welcome to 97.1 The Ticket. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, thanks. Are you back in Oklahoma? Are you here? Are you in Lakeland? What are you up to these days?
Yeah, I'm in Lakeland right now with all the draft guys. We're here at the complex working out and throwing and getting ready to see what happens for the fall. So I'm loving it right now. It's been a lot of fun.
What's the last 10 days been like for you? I know there's a lot of build up to the draft, but you finally get picked. You're number 3 overall. You're in Lakeland, as you mentioned. You signed your contract last week. This has had to have been an unbelievable stretch for you.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy. I feel like everything's moved really fast. I haven't really had time to sit down and kind of soak it all in. But, I'm grateful for all of it. And, it's been a great experience. And I'm just kind of trying to take it day by day and enjoy every part of it because, you only get to go through it once. So.
Well, when were you told that you were going to be a Detroit Tiger? Did you have an inkling going in that they said, hey, if you're there, we're taking you?
I had known the Tigers were interested, but I knew they were interested in a few guys. So, I honestly wasn't sure until they called my name. So it was a pretty stressful couple of days leading up to it. Didn't really sleep much the night before, but it all worked out.
We've heard that baseball for you was, I don't want to say a hobby, but something that you were doing up until a couple of years ago, and then it became very serious. And obviously it's paid off for you. What was it that made you make the decision that, hey, I want to pursue baseball, I want to make this, I want to pursue the dream of being a professional baseball player?
Honestly, I think it was my junior year of high school, and I'm not exactly sure what sparked it, but I just started working out a lot more. I started meeting with my pitching coach more, started getting on different programs to work on different things and get stronger, and I ended up gaining a bunch of weight, and
Turn left onto
I
Inkster
wasn't
Road.
really sure what it was gonna do for me. And then I came out in the summer, and it made a huge jump. But that was kind of during the COVID and the quarantine, so I wasn't playing in games at the time, so I just got a straight 5 months of just training. So it was really beneficial for me, and they ended up having a good summer. So
Jackson Jobe joins us on the Estonian Jansen program. Now, my partner here played in the NFL for 10 years as an offensive lineman, and I see that you were a quarterback who led your high school to the state championship. Quarterback is as you know, the glamour position in sports. Why? How could you pass that up?
I'm not sure. I think I just, when I was in middle school, I was playing, every sport there was basically. Then I got to high school and just chose to stick with baseball and football. And I think I always just had more of a love for baseball. I think it's because maybe you hear, football in the NFL and guys are always getting injured, this and that, get hit, whatever. So I don't know. I think I always just kind of had a love for baseball in the back of my head, but I kind of just played both as long as I could and just tried to see what happens. And it turns out that baseball is probably the one for me. But football was a lot of fun, and I miss playing.
But when you were in high school, I mean, being the quarterback, that's kind of the big man on campus. The girls flock to you rather than just a guy on a baseball team, right?
Yeah, probably.
Especially in Oklahoma.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, no one really cared that much about baseball until we were in the state tournament. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, football and baseball are a lot different in that category. So
yeah, Jackson, you mentioned that you really haven't had a chance for this to sink in, and maybe this question's a little bit premature. I don't know if you've thought about it before, but now that you are a Detroit Tiger, now that you are in Lakeland, you've signed your contract, what are some of the goals that you have, I don't know, in the next 6 months, next year, maybe next 2 or 3 years?
Yeah, like you said.
At the next light, turn right.
There's kind of, I just got here, so there's a lot of unknowns and still trying to figure out what minor league baseball is all about. But I mean, the end goal is definitely to be in Detroit and win games and win a World Series. But just trying to take it one step at a time. So hopefully I have a good fall, good offseason, get stronger, and plan to be throwing in Lakeland and in the spring.
At the light, turn right onto
just
Schoolcraft
see what
Road,
happens from there.
then make a U-turn.
I'm kind of just trying to learn as much, gather as much information from as many people as I can, because being down here I have tons of resources and a lot of great people with a lot of knowledge about the game. So I'm excited to see where it all goes.
You're 18 years old. You just signed a contract for around $7 million. What was the first thing you went out and did?
My dad isn't going to let me touch that money for a little bit. So actually nothing, honestly.
Well, speaking of your dad, a professional golfer, he's still on the senior tour. I remember when he played the regular tour. How cool is that growing up with you as your dad as a professional athlete?
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, when I was younger, traveling and watching them, I didn't even realize how cool it is if I could be there right now. Like when I was 4 years old, I had my caddy suit on, and I was on one of the holes with my dad in the Masters. So it's just like if I could go back and do that right now, it'd be a lot different. But I mean, it was awesome, and he's helped me throughout the whole process and been a great mentor through it all. So he's definitely someone I'm glad to have by my side through everything.
So that was like with the par 3 day that you were his caddy?
Yeah, yes, sir. So we have like a cool picture and everything. It's awesome.
So what's your handicap? I imagine you're pretty
Yeah, I was
good.
going to say, you golf?
No, man. Yeah, I golf. I just started this year, so I'm nothing crazy. I probably usually shoot around 90, so I can go play and have fun, but I'm not really that impressive.
Well, once you get serious about sports, I mean, a year into it, you're the number 3 pick. Another year into golf, you might be on the tour.
Yeah.
13031 Hemingway.
Yeah, I might have to give that one a go in the off season or something. See what happens.
Which pitcher out there do you model your game after?
I wouldn't say I try to like take anything from any specific pitcher, but I mean I love turn on TV watching the guys like DeGrom, Garrett Cole, and Shohei Ohtani and Trevor Bauer when he was pitching, because I mean they all have great stuff, and you look at guys like DeGrom and Bauer and Garrett Cole, and they all carry themselves in different ways. Trevor Bauer's got the big personality. Garrett DeGrom, he's just wants to get the job done, doesn't say much about it, but I mean I'm just trying to pick and get little